Hello and welcome to a new stream. Do you like my background? So I see Mijo say, "Hello Roman, how are you doing?" I'm doing very very fine. How are you doing, Mijo? And you say, "I'll not be able to be on stream for much." Yeah, understandable. I think we have like a we know we have a very large gap in time, so I completely understand. But thank you for tuning in anyway. And let me say hello to all of you guys. It's super nice to be here after last week because I wasn't able to stream because of having to go to do medical checkups. But everything is fine. Like everything is super fine. But yeah, that was the reason I wasn't here last week. So how's it going, Home Gag, Nicked, Born, Space Guy is over here, Mijo, Nicked, yeah, Godfather, Godfather, welcome. How's it going, guys? Yeah, now I'm on Mega Mage background. Do I sound different? Do I sound different? But different, does that mean bad? Because I'm not sure if I tweaked something or I sound bad. Roman, you low-key sound different. Your speech is clearer. Like you sound smooth. Well, that's good then. That's good. Yeah, so today we are going to be covering like what I've worked on for 2 weeks, I think. Because well, I'm not sure what did I show you the last time that I streamed, but if I find myself like repeating things that I think I have told you guys, I will just move on. So let's open Unity because I have a lot of things to show, and I think you will like the changes that I've made in this version. And of course, the version is out for you to try. It's version 2.4. I will probably have version 2, or sorry, beta 2.5 at one time, maybe next week or the week or in 2 weeks. But yeah, it's gonna be 2.5, and then after it's gonna come 3.0. And Space Guy say your stream looks epic. Well, thank you very much. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, so let's put this camera over here, main. And I could really, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the background. I do like it, but I'm just gonna get rid of it. Yeah, remove. So okay, now I'm gonna keep it, you know. But if I find it annoying at some point, I'll just remove it. Oh yeah, let me make this a little bit bigger so it's easier for you to see. Yeah, how much will the game be? It's gonna be like $10. $10, but it has regional pricing. So depending on where you are in the world, it's gonna be adjusted for your currency. That could be more, or likely it's gonna be less. Yeah, this is just for a placeholder, so I just wrote like a bunch of text just for trying it out. And Born, you say, may I ask you a question, Roman? For sure. Yeah, go ahead with the question, Born. Alrighty. So, as you may have seen, we have a new menu in the game. Also, I made you pointed out this. I think Nick pointed this out on the previous version 2.3, that the player was no longer spawning inside the hub, and yeah, I made that so it's as it was before. You're gonna be spawning in the hub again. All right. So what are the changes? First of all, I think you saw because of the charts, the new and I may have showed this the last time that I streamed. You can now heal using health crystals instead of your spells. Like the healing spell is no longer a thing. You use those health crystals to heal, and they are gonna be recharging when you're out of combat. And yeah, it's gonna be something that you are gonna be getting more as you progress through the game. And I've been thinking a lot of how you're gonna be progressing through the game, but I'll leave that for later. Yeah, main menu when close when we have the demo out, we're gonna have a main menu. cup reveal. Yeah, I generally, I'm drinking coffee now. But I generally have like the bottle of water. I have it over here, but it's empty. I'm just drinking coffee now. But dude, I promise we're gonna have main menu. And you say it's a shame I wouldn't be able to play this game because I don't have a credit or debit card. Um, well, I do plan to release the demo for free, so that's something. Oh yeah. The last thing that I showed. Thank you for reminding me, Nick. The last thing you showed was the two sort of skins and crystals already. So here, escape. Now you have, now you have an inventory kind of. Yeah, so you can select these different categories, and you're gonna get the different items according to those categories. So I don't really have images um for everything, so I just use this. And if you click this, you can read the description of this item. For example, this is the wizard robe, and wizard robe. And since I don't have an image for this, I just replace it with a placeholder image for everything, which is quite epic. Um, the last thing you showed me, oh, okay, yeah. So in Poland it would be 40 slotty, 40 slotty. Nick told me the exchange rate. I don't know. It depends on Steam. Depends on Steam how the exchange works. Yeah, it's free. Like all of the versions that have come so far are free, and until the point that I release the demo, everything and including the demo is gonna be free. So you can try all of that, and then the complete game, the full release, that's gonna be paid. And Socks Edit is here. It says, "Hi, anyone remember me?" Yeah, of course we remember you, or at least I do. Welcome to the stream. How's it going? How's it going? Good to have you here. Okay, so yeah, now you can equip things. So for example, I can go. Well, the sets or the clothing things were part of the game already, but you didn't really have any way to equip them. So now you do. You can press escape, and this is just placeholder. I probably won't be having these things for a long time because I plan to like redesign all of the UI and like the visuals of the game pretty soon. So yeah, I didn't put much effort into this menu, to be honest. It's just like the same thing that you had before for the pause menu, but now you have an inventory here. So I can just equip the iron helmet, for example, or the mysterious hood, and that was already in the game the last time that I streamed, but you couldn't equip it. But that's it. Also, remember how you were able to press tab to change weapon? Now it's not a thing anymore. That was a placeholder. And this is another placeholder where you can select your weapon. I'm talking about weapons. I do plan to get rid of them. I know, I know it's such a. It may sound a little bit silly because I spent a lot of time working on them to get them to be fine. But there is a problem with it, which is basically they are not very fitting for the game. And I was so inspired into Breath of the Wild, and I really wanted to add melee weapons that I forgot what the game is about. Like the game is about casting spells, and I would have liked to keep them, but the thing is, I thought, okay, it's gonna be if I tweak them right, it's gonna be like something to use in combination with the spells, but there's no amount of tweaking things that makes them the system like good, you know? Because gameplay wise, I think yeah, the weapons are fun, and I do enjoy using the weapons. Um, but I want the majority of the gameplay like just be magic focused, and I thought of maybe just having the weapons be like magical things, so they are a little bit more fitting with the game. but it's just like it changes a lot how the core loop of combat is made, or it works basically. And sucks to say, I don't know your stream timing. Yeah, it's pretty messed up because I have something in the banner and everywhere I have the same time, but I actually started like an hour after because when the time changed, like basically I didn't update my the starting time. So yeah, sorry about that. And sucks to say, Roman, you have to work on graphics quality of this game. Yes, I do have to work on that. Like if you upgrade graphics, your game will blow. Yeah, I have actually, I can show you over here. Like I have a bunch of things related to um well, we're basically done with 2 point, well, don't worry about the naming conventions over here because they're a little bit messed up with the versions. But yeah, I have a lot of design thinking to do in terms of how the game is gonna look. Like for example, I have um a whole node over here for defining Mega Mage audio visual identity. Like how is the game going to look, and how is it going to, not only in terms of look, or well, let me explain this a little bit more in depth. Like I have to define how the world, the player, the graphics are going to be, how the UI is going to be, how the sounds are going to be in relation to the world and stuff like that. Because for all of this time, I've been just basically using placeholders. Like I do want to keep certain stuff from this art style, which is the simplicity of characters and the disconnected limbs. And I will probably keep it low poly. Low poly is something that I would like to keep too. But more than that, like everything else can change. Yeah, fonts, all of this stuff is going to change. The menus are not going to look like this, for example. And Nick, you say it is also much more fun than spells, to be honest. Am I yelling? Am I yelling? It doesn't seem to be peaking over here. Very fast and spiky. Yeah, that's those are the descriptions for the weapons. And Roman, what about ears like cat? You say, Godfather. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I do plan to have a lot of like sets and stuff. So maybe there will be cat ears, but I can't promise anything. Okay, so what else have I added to the game? Let me heal, and actually let me equip the sword, and let me equip, since we're here. Like this is my favorite combination so far that we have in the game. Okay, so now spells work differently, which well, previously, as you may know, for the ones of you that tried the game, you had like upgrades that you could do to the spells, but now there are modifiers. So how does this work? Well, basically there are two interlinked systems. So you have your regular spells as you had before, but now instead of having upgrades for them, you have mastery levels. So for the version that's out, it's gonna be super easy to level them up, like kind of acquiring that mastery. It's gonna be super easy because it's just for trying this stuff. But it's gonna be like part of the progression system of the game is the more you use a spell, and the more you hit enemies with a spell, the better you're gonna get at that spell. So for example, for this spell, I think it means you're gonna be dealing more damage. You are going to apply the status of fire or burning for longer, and I think that's it. Maybe there's a little bit more to that, but yeah, it's mastery. The more you use things, the better they're gonna become. And there are modifiers, as I said. So we have 4 modifiers in the game, depending on the spell that you're gonna be using. Depending on the spell that you're using, you're gonna get just 3, like a maximum of 3 for each spell. So for example, for the magic bolt or magic projectile, you only have 1, which is the spread, which I think is pretty cool, because what you can do is this is your regular spell, you know, but then you can do the spread modifier, and that's gonna basically make it spread. Like now you have 3 projectiles coming from the same spell instead of just 1, and you can do this again. It stacks up to 2 times, and now you can do like a full like blast, and of course it has its downsides, because you will be super powerful in very very close range, but this thing has like dispersion, you know. So yeah, that's one of the modifiers is spread. It works differently depending on the spell. So for example, if I use spread, it's the same modifier as the one that we just tried. This is the regular without the spread modifier, and this is using the spread modifier. It gets a little bit larger, and if I were to use it again, it's gonna get even larger, you know. You can stack it up to 2 times. Nick, you say I'll add them. Yo, what? That's sick. What is sick? And I'll just say I'm making my own game called Pointer. I'm sure you're already familiar with it since I mentioned in the previous stream. I'll be sending the game in about 2-3 days because I'm mostly busy. Do you still want to design the main levels of the game? I could take a try at designing a level, but don't expect my skills at designing levels to be that good. And yeah, melee is going to well, melee is the same, it's working the same, but it's going to basically disappear. Or well, I actually want to get your opinion here, because well, now if I get rid of the melee, which was introduced to generate mana, now mana is gonna come from killing enemies. And for example, some things like having or killing an enemy that has the status of well, hex status applied is going to deal more damage, or it's gonna get you more mana. Certain modifiers or amulets / passive abilities are gonna get you more mana per kill and stuff like that, you know. Yeah, it's still insanely good. It is still insanely good, but I'm gonna get rid of it. So yeah, and upgrades getting axed just because there are gonna be like a path for upgrades, but it's gonna work differently. Like basically, it's not that they are not there; it's that they are no longer accessible through spellcasting. You just have to get them progressively throughout, like using a spell. The more you use a spell, like your favorite spell, you're gonna be leveling it up permanently and passively through using it. And Godfather, you say, I got dream. You're streaming with cat ears mage. I'm not sure that's gonna happen. I can't promise you your dream. But yeah, melee weapons, even though I do like them and they are fun to play with, they're gonna go away. You say, because I also thought, and I like to know what you think about this, because I've also thought about keeping the melee weapons as spells or something, but doesn't really feel fitting. And just the dynamic of having the melee weapons, it's very very hard to balance and actually like get these two ways of fighting together to work great, you know, because like the melee weapons were taking away a lot of the importance from the melee or sorry, from the spellcasting system, you know. And Nicred L says chose UI or show UIs some of the gameplays. Dude, the UI here is not good. Not good. Here you have the settings menu. It's very bare bones UI, but I do plan to change it in the future. So yeah, that's the UI. Midlife crisis of Mega Mage. Yeah, kind of. We are in that stage where we need to define like what's gonna be the identity and like we're going through our emo phase. We are trying makeup and stuff. Like we are gonna be changing how the game looks a lot, or maybe not that much, but there's gonna be changes to how it looks. And basically, you say it's alright. I just need 5 levels. If you want, you can do less. With each one being the length of its song, 1 minute. I warn you, the editor may not be intuitive to use since there's no test song button like in Geometry Dash Editor. At least not yet. Alrighty. And well, I'll see. I'll give it a try, and I'll tell you if I'm struggling to understand something. Alrighty. So what's new? Also, I don't know if you noticed, but the spellcasting, like, yeah, spellcasting is different now. The UI and the way to cast things is way less jittery. Now it's more precise, and I think it's better. It's just straight up better. This was an idea by Nicked, by the way. The way this works now is basically you're doing basically the same, but once you cross a threshold, like you can see the this little like circle becoming a triangle, and that triangles indicate the direction you're gonna be selecting. So yeah, once you cross the threshold, you're gonna be inputting directions. So yeah, I think those are like the main changes are those. I think I may have other things. Let me go through itch.io creator dashboard here on Mega Mage, because I just posted. If you want to see like all of the things that got changed, you can go over there. I also sent it into the Discord server. So yeah, we have spell mastery, spell modifiers. We have the healing system, the inventory, clothing system. What is this? Casting and input improvements. What's this? Oh yeah, the thing that I just showed you. Combat. Oh yeah, I'm not sure. I think I showed you probably this last time, but we have damage numbers now. You probably were able to see this too. That now every entity, when you hit it, is going to have a damage number going on for it. Nick has so much influence on this game. Yeah, he's basically the co-creator. Of course, yes, that's very true. I always run my ideas through Nick because he's the one that playtests the games the most, and like just calls me up on my bullshit. It's very useful to have him around. So I thank you very much, Nick, once again. Like he's making sure the game goes to a solid direction. Oh yeah, the purple smoke following the player is just something temporary to guide the player to objectives. So if you get out of here, you're gonna get that particle to point you to the direction where you should be going. To where the area is. The area for fighting is. Also, some things may not be very like tweaked for this version. Like you're gonna notice that you're gonna be scaling your level super fast, but that's intended for like it's not a big deal because this is just for trying. We're trying this stuff. Okay, so let me show you the other modifiers because I've just shown you the spread modifier. So, for example, the spread, you know what it does? It just makes, well, depending on what the spell is going to either make it like have more projectiles or increase the size of the projectile as it does in the flame wave. But we also have the extend modifier, which is going to extend the lifetime of a projectile. Very straightforward. It's just like making the projectile last longer, and it's very useful, for example, for the flame wave, because this without a modifier doesn't really have a large lifetime, but when you upgrade it or like put the modifier once or twice, you're gonna get it to live much longer, and that's gonna be super useful for when you want to reach objectives are a little bit farther away. GP, I'm a useful tool. And Nick, you say, if that was real, there would be more Mega Mage cats. Well, there will be, but I have to put an order of the on the things that I implement. Yeah, the camera's bouncing around because I have one of these. Well, basically the support that I had before, the arm that I had before, is broken, and now this one is just bouncing around. It's one of these flexible ones, but it's not really very nice because if I'm not even like moving it, I'm just like touching the desk and it bounces a lot. Mihoyo say, hi chat, I'm dead in repo, and I'm back in chat. And Space Guy say, once Pointer is complete, I might try to port the game to Windows and Mac. No Linux port because Wine exists. Fair? Anyway, Pointer is made in TurboWrap, so yeah, that's less surprising. Alrighty. Alright, so what are the other ones? There is the Empower modifier, which basically is gonna make it stronger. Basically, like the main projectile is gonna deal more damage. The amount of burn damage and the duration is not controlled by Empower. Empower just makes it the base projectile be a little bit stronger, and it also has a little indicator for which level it is at. You can see the flame changes color a little bit. It's very subtle, but yeah, that's what the Empower modifier does. It just empowers or like amplifies the spell's main identity, kind of. And once you get used to the combination of the modifiers, it's like super easy to cast them. But yeah, at the beginning, it's gonna be like one more thing to remember. But these are gonna be like universal for the spells. So if you remember the 4 modifiers, there are gonna be those 4 modifiers for all of the spells. Let's see, what's the other one? Because I have another one. I think this one's only available in the electricity spell. You can see it has the condense modifier, which is basically when you want to deal a lot of damage to one entity. And for example, what this does for electricity is the damage that you're going to be dealing to the first enemy that you hit is going to be doubled. Well, depending on the stack or how many times you have this modifier applied, is going to be doubled or 4 times the damage. But if you duplicate it, then the damage to all of the other enemies in the chain is going to be half, like half of the regular number. So it's just for dealing damage to one enemy or prioritizing the damage of one enemy. And yeah, basically, if you get it to stack 2, it's going to be 4 times the damage to one enemy, and the rest is gonna get a quarter of the damage. Bye bye, Mijo. See you later. Mijo, you say this update looks very cool. Well, thank you, thank you. Okay, let's try it out. Let's go find. Yeah, so for example, I'm dealing 8 damage over here, but if I use condense, it's actually not going to do anything noticeable to in this scenario. It's just going to duplicate the damage, so now I'm dealing 16 damage. But if I were to use it in a crowd or try to... It's like basically the opposite of spread. So instead of spreading the area where you're gonna be like using that spell, you're gonna be condensing it, like you're gonna be like making it smaller. And Nepo is over here, says, howdy, brother. What's up, Nepo? Welcome to the stream. How's it going? Yeah, let's try this with... this is a regular behavior of the chain lightning. You can see I dealt 8 damage to all of them. But if I have the condense modifier applied one time, I'm going to do 16 to one, and to the others I'm just going to deal 4. So if you want to prioritize dealing damage to just one enemy, you can use that modifier and you can stack it up to 2 times. Let me... Yeah. And here I'm dealing 32 and 2 to all of the others. So if you want to deal a lot of damage, that's your modifier. And yeah, we have one more to showcase, which is, well, it's the same one, but basically it works a little bit different in the in this hex, in the arcane spear that applies hex. It's gonna work a little bit different. So the regular spell is gonna go through enemies, and it's gonna apply the hex modifier to a bunch of enemies, as much enemies that as the projectiles touching. But you can condense it, which is not very useful, to be honest, now, because there are not many enemies that are very strong in the game yet. But yeah, for example, if you use it with... yeah, if you use it with the boss, that's gonna be a little bit more useful, because you're gonna be dealing a lot more damage to just one entity, which is the boss. Yeah, let me actually... it's not very balanced, and you're gonna see now. You can do a bunch of crazy stuff when you have the modifiers applied. Let me get the modifiers. Because it becomes very powerful now that mastery is so easy to reach. Like, I would expect the... I would expect you in the regular game, when the full release comes, like, the mastery is going to take a lot more time. You're gonna be hours and hours getting to the maximum mastery with a spell. You know? But now, since every... oh, and also, not only you're gonna be, like, having to use the spell a lot more, like, a ton more, but there are also going to be enemies that are going to be stronger, so it will have a purpose to be. Like, you're not just going to become stronger, but the enemies that you face are also going to become stronger, so it has a reason to be. And... okay, you say, Nick, I will already advocate to change the lifetime modifier into the size multiplier, because I can't see lifetime being all that useful. but size multiplier. The thing with the size multiplier, and I can see the point. I see the point with the lifetime multiplier or the lifetime modifier not being that useful. I give you that, but I think the size multiplier would be too disrupting for everything. If I have that for everything since the beginning, that's gonna be like difficult to balance a combat where you can scale everything up. But for example, in when you master the magic projectile, you're gonna get it's gonna be a little bit bigger, you know, like that's part of the mastery, and you can get it to spread out but not drop, you know. But yeah, the modifiers are like already a system, but I think the only one that's like secured, like locked in, is the spread modifier. Maybe the other ones could be changed, because I see the point with the extend modifier not being all that useful. But we need to find, or well, I need to find modifiers that are not only like cool to use themselves, but also nice for using in combination with the other ones, because you can like that's the whole thing too. You can combine the modifiers, not just use one. And Chief Abel is over here, says, Joe, what's up, Roman? What's up, Chief Abel? Welcome to the stream. How are you? How's it going? And Homgag, you say, check Roman OOF. What happened over there? It's been a while since I've seen. Oh yeah, but I said this, like, got ears. But yeah, I'm not saying I confirm it, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe I will add them. And Born, you say, Roman, when will you add thermohaline currents to Mega Mage? No. Simply no. I have so many things to add. I'm not going to be adding unnecessary stuff. And yeah, something to words. Nepal, you say hello. Hello, Nepal. How's the streaming going? I've just been I've just seen the notifications when I get to YouTube, but I normally, like, when I have a little bit of free time, it's generally about the time that I go to sleep, and I just like sleep. And Born, you say hello. No. And Chief of all, you say, I'm doing well. I just got home late due having barbecuing with friends, and it's super fun. Well, I hope that you enjoyed the barbecuing, and it's a good reason why, as to why being late to get home. And Nick, you say, I need to play it to grasp how the modifiers play together. Yeah, give it a try. Give it a try. You know, I always like you are the playtester, dude. Like, thank you very much for playtesting it, because that way, if you tell me like straight up what was fine and what's not, I can have a better like sense of what to include and remove and modify in the game. Now, probably say I alternate between Helldivers 2 and now first Berserkers. I don't know about the other game, but yeah, Helldivers. You've been at Helldivers for a while now. It's a pretty good game. Roman is the definition of eat, sleep, repeat. Oh yeah, in code. It's a Souls-like. All right, let me get to the boss, and that's where you're gonna see how you can really use the condense modifier to your advantage, because you're not going to be able to use. Yeah, here it is. So I think, yeah, the spread modifier is fine too, because you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage up close. you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage up close because you're like doing 5 times the damage basically. So it's pretty OP. Pretty OP. Now, for example, I think I've increased the durations on the hex modifier. So if I were to cast it, it's gonna stay for a lot longer. And yeah, now basically beating Big Boy is trivial now. Like it's something that's has become super easy. Since you have the mastery and the modifiers together, it's like super easy. But remember that the mastery is going to be something that's gonna take a lot of time to get from one level to another. Apple, you say low. So it's like low. And Darren Roman, you make it look easy. Okay, do you have a stable build I can play? I think, well, the latest one should be stable, but I think, well, since I introduced an inventory system, this is not supported by a controller. If you want to like change your clothing, you will have to use mouse and keyboard for that, or at least the mouse. But I think everything else should be fine to play with a controller. Everything else but the menus. Yeah, so if you'd like give it a try, and I would love the feedback. Mega Mage farming DLC. And Homework, you say, Roman, why did you choose the name romanleco? If I may ask, it's such a dope name. Well, it was a mistype, or like an error in my typing when I was creating a Skype user, like I don't know how long ago. But I was creating a Skype user, and my brother said like you could use romanleco. And I typed romanleco, and that became my user. And Tacos Brain, you say, I just released my first video. Cool stuff. What is it about, Tacos Brain? What's your video about? Napoli say, I'll let you know. Alrighty. You're gonna play it on Sunday. Alright. You let me know. Let me know when you do and what you think about it. And Born to say, I started sports practice Tuesday. What is OML? What's OML? Cross country is so hard. Both practices I had were 29 degrees Celsius. What's OML? Doctors to say, okay, Plants vs Zombies in a nutshell. Everyone can check it out. It's funny. Did you post it on the Discord server? If you haven't, let me check. Have you? There's a channel for like sharing your what you're working on. Well, you could share it on self promo, but yeah, self promo is actually the best channel to share this thing in. Yeah, there you go. I think you have posted. I think you posted your channel, maybe not the video itself, but make sure to post it there. Oh my lord. Okay. Cross country is so hard. I'm not sure what cross country is. I think I have never heard about it. What does that entail? We ran 5-6K in a practice. Intervals suck so bad. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. And how long did you take to run that 5K or 6K? Well, anyway, I think that's all I wanted to show you. Those are all the changes. Let me know what you think about the modifiers, mastery system, the new way of casting spells, which I think, dude, you're gonna like this. Like, there's no way you like the other system better. Just this one's like superior. And yeah, the menus are like placeholder, but you get the idea. You can equip um, you can equip clothing items. And Born just say basically running a couple kilometers as steady as possible. My fastest is at 3K in 13 minutes, which is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, super, super good. It's great, dude. It is great. 3K in 30 minutes. And Taku to say I posted it right now in self promo. Awesome, awesome. I'll be checking it out after I finish the stream. And yeah, I think that's it. Like I have shown you everything that I worked so far on, and well, I would show you what I'm working on right now, but well, yeah. There is a lot of design thinking to do because I'm starting to after next version I'm gonna be starting to work on the demo and like doing a full like visual reimagining like the visuals of the game, the UI, sound effects, and also one thing about Epidemic Sound because I think Born asked at the beginning of the stream, what was I using for music? Well, it's Epidemic Sound. Let me pull it up. It's like a paid thing that allows you to like play music without copyright. I don't know why it has the old logo. And I think I licked my my mail. I might have licked my mail. Well, no, doesn't matter. The thing is, they allowed me to, or they allow users to use their sounds, not only music but sound effects, which is really what I wanted to get it for games. So it's pretty awesome because it's a license, and I emailed them to ask them how does the licensing works, and it's pretty nice because you can just get the license when you're going to publish. You have to have an active license when you publish, but that's basically it. If you want to cancel next month or not have the license until you publish, that's totally fine with them. And you will have to have a license though if you want to update the product or something else. But you're basically just have to have a license which is not that expensive for what it is. So yeah, I am. I have become how do you call it, like an advocate for using Epidemic Sound. Very nice. The license, I think, well, for media itself, that's the license that I have is like $9 or something like that. But I think for enterprise, which is the one that you have to get for publishing games, I think it's like $20. Which, hey, $20 is not that much for what they are bringing to the table. Like it is very cheap in terms of like if you see all of the other like sound effect packs and stuff, they are not that many sounds, and they are like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, $50 for a sound pack sometimes. And this one, yeah, it's 20 a month, but yeah, it would be kind of expensive if it's 20 a month, like straight up. But you only need to pay or only need to have a license once you publish, or when you publish you need to have a license. So I could literally not pay for it for like never, and when I want to publish I pay 1 month, which is $20. I publish and everything's fine. I don't need to pay for it again if I don't want to. And if I were to want to update like 2 years later, I can just get the monthly subscription again. It's another $20, and it's fine. So yeah, that's it. What was I saying about what's next? Yeah, I will be removing the melee weapons, making the way of getting mana be in exchange of kills. Like when you get like kills, each enemy kill is gonna give you an amount of mana. And yeah, that's it what I have planned for like to finish up the 2.x version of the game and finally move on to version 0.3, which is beta 3. And Asnok is over here. That's almost missed. Yeah, we're about to to close the stream. But thank you for joining, Asnok. How is it going? It's great to see you over here in the chat. How is it going? Say enemy sprite turns in a sprite turns into mana because everything is made of mana. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's something that other games don't have been doing. It's just something that I, since we're not going to have weapons, I'm just gonna change it to a more regular way of gaining mana, and that works like better with the modifiers that I, or sorry, not the modifiers, the passive abilities that I want to have later. Born to say, have you worked on the lore yet? I have worked very like in a very small way. Like I know what the end of the game is going to be and what's the objectives are going to be, but the world in general I haven't developed yet. I have an idea in my mind of what I want the world to be, kind of, and like some things that I haven't yet put into a solid structure. You know, it's just things like floating in my mind right now, but nothing defined yet. Need you say we need you to get your subs so we can add them emotes. It's not about subs. I think it's about watch time. And I can go over here on YouTube and show you. I think it's like 3,000 hours that you need to have. Let me see on Earn. There it is on Earn. You need 3,000 hours of watch time to get eligibility for this thing, memberships, and well, memberships are the things that come with the emotes. So we have 1,741 public watch hours. We need 3,000. So it's gonna take a while. Unless you want to watch the entirety of all of the streams I have posted before, it's gonna be a little bit hard. Yeah, subs lit to watch time. And what's the wish list count as of now? I'm not sure. I haven't checked because I got locked out of Steam when I got hacked, and I haven't logged in again. But it should be around 50 or 60. I just need to post more shorts and actually make them better. But yeah, that's it. So yeah, nothing else to show. I think I've covered everything. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to close it here. Thank you for joining, guys. Like really appreciate it. And try the game out. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you hate and what you like. If you tell me what you think about the idea of like not having the melee weapons, because I know, like always when you remove something from a game is always like kind of bad. Especially since it was something cool. Because I do like the gameplay of how the weapons play, but they are like clutching systems, you know. Like they don't complement each other very nicely. They are fine separately, but they are not nice. Like the spellcasting and the melee weapons are nice separately, but together they don't really work very well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Yeah, I think you told me, Nick. I think you told me before, like how are the weapons going to work with the spells? But I guess I'm just too stubborn, like a mule. Well, anyway, bye bye, guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. Bye bye. Bye Asnok. Bye Born. Bye Nicked. Bye Godfather. Bye Homegag. Bye Nepal. Bye Tacos. Well, DK.